Zap Hogs is one of the most simple strategies at Town Hall 9. It's also very powerful, especially for people with low level heroes, and since a lot of Town Hall 9s are not placing their spring traps properly, it's really essential to know how to use this strategy to take advantage of that common base designing flaw. Now, like I said, this is a pretty simple strategy. You're only doing three things. You're going to be zapping the queen and as much nearby value as possible. You're also going to be luring and killing the CC troops, because those troops need to be dead before you send your hogs into the base, as anyone who's used masked hogs at Town Hall 7 and 8 knows. And then lastly, of course, you're going to be dropping your hogs so that they move through the base together, and you're going to support them with heal spells. Sometimes you may have room for a poison spell, but that is going to depend on what level the queen is. And then obviously you are going to want to get in the habit of dropping cleanup wizards nice and early and whenever you can to save time, since time is admittedly an issue with this attack. Now, since we're talking about killing the queen with your lightning spells, these are the exact number of spells you're going to need. If the queen is level 14 or lower, you'll need just 3 level 6s. I do not recommend ever using the 4 level 6s because you'll have to give up a heal spell to make that work. But if it's up to level 25, you can use the 2 level 6s and 1 max level 9 and bring a poison. But most of the time, if it's a really high level queen, level 29 or 28, you're going to need the 3 level 6s and the max level 9. So take a screenshot, write it down, take a mental note, whatever works for you. These are the lightning spells you're going to need to kill the queen at Town Hall 9. This is going to be the core of your army, okay? Giants are really important as a meat shield. They can also help you get a little more value out of your heroes, because the way we're going to be killing the CC with our queen is distracting the CC troops with our archers while the queen kills it and doesn't lose any health. So that way you're able to still send your heroes into the base at full health. Now, if you want to break them into the base, you may need wall breakers. Like I said, this is just the core of the army, okay? If you need any kind of funneling troops, if you map out the plan for your hogs and you see a bunch of cannons on the end of their path, then you may want to consider a couple loons as well, okay? These are the things you're going to need to scout in the attack. Now, for our first base, we have a very well designed maxed base, okay? And as you can see, the CC is easy to lure. We have that mortar on the edge of that CC radius, but mortars have very low health, so I just take out the mortar and the hogs go into that CC radius. Now, as you can see, the queen walks in between the wizard tower, the bomb tower, and the archer tower. So that's 1 point defense and 2 splash defenses that I'm able to take out. And more importantly, I cut off some pathing. Now, as you can see, there's a shadow under these air troops. I'm putting archers so that they are always the closest thing to the dragon. That way my dragon shoots the archers and never my queen. My nice low-level queen is going to do just fine against this max base. So now I want to drop my hogs, but I'm going to drop some meat shields so that my hogs take very little damage in the beginning. As you can see, the meat shields are tanking the expo, the cannons, whole bunch of stuff. Now, unfortunately, this base is pretty well designed, so right off the bat, we trigger some ground skellies, okay? That's a problem. A few of my hogs trigger the double giant bomb, which is actually really convenient. I use another meat shield to take the wizard tower's attention off of the big group of hogs, okay? Meat shields are not just useful in the beginning. Now, as you can see, we have bumpers in the beginning with spring traps. Those are going to kill some of my hogs as well. And this is going to get pretty close, but I stay calm and I make sure to prioritize using my heals on the biggest group of hogs. So that group of hogs that just went over to the expo is going to die, but I have my biggest group right down here. And at this point, all we have is one more defense. And after that, my hogs will be able to take out these skeletons, and they'll also turn around and kill that king. But it's important to note that once all the defenses are down, hogs do not aggro, okay? If the king starts attacking them while they are hitting a building, they will not stop, turn around, and hit the king. All hogs do is just attack the closest target. If that happens to be the Barbarian King, then they will kill it, okay? And since I had enough hogs left over and a whole bunch of cleanup, I ended up taking this base down just fine. Alright, so the first thing I want to point out here is, you see where the queen is. She's right in between two splash defenses. But in the interest of cutting off the actual ring, because you have the middle, which is kind of a giant dead space, all I want to do is cut off the ring. So once she goes in between those 4 defenses, 3 point defenses, and the bomb tower, which is huge value, I go ahead and take that out. Now remember, when wizard towers are on the edge like that, you can take them out much more easily. Now that meat shield over there was poorly deployed and didn't end up doing its job at all. But it doesn't matter, 4 hogs ended up being enough to lure the CC, not only lure the CC, but also pre-trigger a giant bomb, which is fantastic. Unfortunately, I do waste some time here because of that poorly deployed giant. The CC has to go over and kill the giant before going over, but anyways, a CC like this, dragon, very easy to take care of. Just keep it distracted with the archers, and give your archer queen some time to kill it. Now, a low-level archer queen would do just fine. The only thing that changes is the amount of time it takes. Now, I put my giant there. My giant is tanking the expo and the archer tower. Now, I'm freeze framing here because the most important group of hogs is the hogs going on that air defense, okay? As you can see, there is still an arc shape of defenses left over, and I want to make it as unlikely as possible that my hogs split, okay? Hogs work better together in attacks like this. So I make sure to drop my hogs so that they hit that air defense. Once they go there, they'll go to the cannon, and all of the other hogs will converge and go in the same direction. And as you can see, I'm dropping hogs in a waterfall style deployment so that eventually they all go together, using that meat shield to tank the wizard tower. Now remember, those wizard towers on the edge, you just make sure to drop a couple more hogs every time. Now, we have a barbarian king on the edge this time. Anytime you can do this, you can drop your king. Even if it's a little lower level, that ability is enough to make the difference, okay? And this attack is actually going to end up with quite the overkill, since the barbarian king's not going to be chasing them around, and these bumpers are not nearly as effective either. Remember the last one where the bumpers made it so that there was just a 1 tile gap. This is a 2 tile gap, so those spring traps in those bumpers only got 1 hog. And eventually, when I do my Town Hall 9 base building video, I will show how to incorporate these things into your base building when you put your bases together, if anyone cares at Town Hall 9. Because right now, Town Hall 9 is broken by a couple different strategies, mainly witches and Lalo. But this one will do it too. Okay everyone, so if you just remember a couple things, just remember, before you drop your hogs, you have to have a plan mapped out. The CC troops have to be gone, and the archer queen has to be gone. If you can use your king, like I did in the second replay, to snipe the enemy, the defending king, that will make a big difference too, and any extra value you can get with the queen is also helpful. Now, just because you can't get extra value with the queen doesn't mean this won't work. You just have to be careful about your planning and know where you're going to use your heal spells and whether you will run out of them. For example, a lot of TH9 base builders like to put wizard tower farms. So all you need is 1 heal to get through that wizard tower farm, and if there's just 1 bomb tower next to another wizard tower later in the base, then you won't run out of heals and you're good. So this is a new meta strategy that is very effective. If you can see yourself using it soon, then leave a like. If you want to see more of my videos coming out, then hit subscribe and the bell icon so that you don't miss any of my guides on new meta strategies that most people aren't using. For now, I will leave you a link to the rest of my Town Hall 9 playlist and the last video that I did on Zap Hogs. And thanks again for tuning in.